In 1979, Ford introduced the FoxBody Mustang, which we all know and love, and they made so much noise in the industry about it that it was chosen for the 63rd annual Indy 500 pace car. And guys, this is a very rare one we're going to talk about today. It's not just a pace car, it's a festival car. Hello and welcome to Gearhead 704. I'm Matt, and guys, we're actually still at Pitts, but you wouldn't believe it because check it out. Only thing left is the flag. There's a few Mustangs. Tar Heel's somewhere in there, I can't even see it. But we have one really special Fox body left. As you saw there in the teaser, this is actually a 79 pace car, but it's more than that. And I'm gonna have the owner tell you all about it. Let me go ahead and bring him in. Carl, welcome to the channel.
Thank you, nice to meet you.
How you doing? Yeah, thanks for being here.
Thanks,
and man, this car, it's something else. You know what, I'll be honest, Carl. When I saw it, I just thought it was another pace car, you know? I've seen it before, I was like, it's a cool pace car. They're cool cars. This one's special though.
Yes, it's one of approximately 50, we don't know the exact number, festival cars that were used for the Indianapolis 500 parade before the race and during race day on pre-race activities.
Okay, so during that race day, I'm just kind of curious, like, how were they used? What was like those pre-activities?
Well, every year before the actual race begins, they have a parade around the track with dignitaries and TV celebrities, all that type of stuff. And they use these 50 or so cars to take them around the track so the fans could wave at people and say hi.
Obviously the Fox body was a big deal back in the day. At that time it was new and cutting edge, but how would I know? Okay, by the way, guys, he's really an authority. You've been to how many Indy 500 races have you been to, Carl?
Well, according to urban legend, the first one I went to was when I was 3. Yeah. And I hate to tell my age, but this should be my 59th.
Your 59th is coming up. Well, so, is it always in May? I don't even know. Is it always?
Yeah, it's always the Memorial Day Sunday in May.
All right, so don't hurt me, Carl. I'm not a big Indy 500 fan.
That's all right.
Okay, but you were there actually at the race that this one was at. That you ended up buying.
I didn't know that I was going to buy it at all. I had no idea I was going to end up with this car.
That's pretty cool. There's a few things that make it a festival car. The obvious one you've already showed me, but is this the obvious thing here?
Yeah, the obvious quick point is always all the festival cars had this decal that were put on in Indianapolis during the month of May because these cars were given to festival dignitaries and track people to use as promotional cars for the race.
And they had them, did they get them kind of early? I think you told me.
They usually got them right at the beginning of May. May 1st basically was.
And they can just drive them around.
Drive them around the town, you know, have fun.
Whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly. And they still do every day, every year.
It still works that way.
Yeah, they still do it every year. They give an approximate amount of number of cars. Like in '94, when the Mustang was used as a pace car, there was 107 of those cars that were used by people within the track organization.
Okay, but for this year it was about 50.
About 50.
Now they don't know for sure?
Yeah, exactly. We know that.
What is that, Carl? Everybody knows everything on the internet today.
I know.
This is 79, right?
This is stuff we're still trying to find. We know that they were all sequential numbers, and we know that all pace cars were starting at 48, so they were 480001.
In the VIN you're talking about, right?
In the VIN.
Okay.
And then 48001 through 48012 we know were pre-production cars. They were sent to a company called Dearborn Steel and Tubing to get all kind of mocked up and made. And then the production numbers we assume started 0013, but there's no documentation. Mine is 0029. And
can we actually go ahead and look at that?
Yeah, come over here.
Probably inside the door is the easiest one, right?
029, right here is what we're pointing at. We know that 13 to 0029 could be festival cars. We're not 100% sure. And if you go to 4-Eyed Pride forum on the internet, there's a whole list of all these 48 numbered cars that are all pace cars. 10,000 cars they made that were replica cars.
They made 10,000 total pace cars.
They made a little bit over 10,000.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
I can't quote the exact number off the top of my head, but yes, you know, turbo cars and V8 cars. Now all the approximately 50 festival cars were V8 automatic no air cars, believe it or not. No air conditioning in 79.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean,
just a V8 automatic.
Car without air, I can't imagine that nowadays.
And manual windows.
Yeah, oh, it is actually manual. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, manual windows, no air, and you had to drive it around the track without
air.
Yeah.
But hey, it's May. It could either be 80 or it could be 40.
That's true.
Know.
So, well, actually, back to the VIN real quick though, it's 29. You could have the lowest one then, in theory. We don't know.
Currently, documentation, it is the lowest that we know at this point in time. Yeah, I'd love to know if somebody has below 29. I'd love to know what happened between 13 and 28. If you know it, please let us know on 4-Eyed Pride.
That's a good thing, guys. So go to 4-Eyed Pride. I'm guessing there's a special forum for the pace cars or posts.
Exactly. There's a special section for pace cars.
So if you have got 48 on you got a 79, you got 4800, anything after 13, right? 28 to down.
28 to 13 to 28.
13 to 28.
And
Put
then,
it, post it up.
And then we're also missing the numbers of, I think it's 58 through about 67. We don't know what those cars are. They could be festival cars, or they could just be regular pace cars. Now, all festival cars were delivered to Paul Harvey Ford in Indianapolis for installation of the official stripes, first part of May,
right,
to be decaled up the rest of the way and turned over to the track.
Yeah, because you were telling me earlier, normal pace cars, they don't all have this on the side, is that right?
Yes, if the wording, the official pace car, was a secondary set of decals that came in the back of the car that the dealer could either choose to install or leave off the car.
Okay.
You know, now a lot of people don't like advertising all over their cars, so a lot of people chose not to put the secondary set of decals on the car.
Well, let me ask you this then on this decal. Is the 63rd annual 500, is that part of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they got official pace car, they'd also get that on there too.
Yeah, all this whole area here is that decal set.
I got you.
All the other decals are a totally different decal set.
Now, you said all 50 festivals were V8s, of course, auto, no AC, but I would have thought they would have manuals because manuals are cooler, but what's the reason behind that?
Well, basically, you got to look at, they don't know who's going to drive these cars. I think in 79, everybody could drive a stick, but nowadays, that's a great theft deterrent, is to own a stick car, because a lot of kids can't drive a stick.
I know.
You know, so the automatics were what they had to have in order to make it where anybody could jump in the car and go.
Anyone, okay. And by the way, I do have 4 kids. My daughter's going to be driving soon. She just finished driver's ed. I'm going to teach them how to drive a stick, though.
That's a great thing to do.
I feel like it's a good dad moment. There we go. And you know what? I forgot one other thing, too. I should have pointed out at the beginning. Carl not only attended all the different Indianapolis 500 since he was 3, but he is the original owner of this car. You're the only one that's ever owned this particular car.
Yeah, actually, what happens is at the end of May, the festival committee and the track has to turn the cars back into the manufacturer who gave the cars to them.
So back to Ford?
Okay. So back to Ford in 79. And then what Ford does is they run them through the auction house for all the dealers, the Ford dealers. This car actually was bought by Bluegrass Lincoln Mercury in Louisville, Kentucky. And that's where I ended up with it. Was actually my mom found it. She was out shopping around and had some business there and called me that day and said, hey, I found a pace car, you ought to come and look at it. And I ended up buying it in September of 1979. So the only previous owner of this vehicle was Ford Motor Company.
Ford, and then you for over 42 years.
Yeah, over 42 years, yes.
Do you still remember the first time you saw it?
Yeah, I kind of remember going into the dealer showroom. I still remember it well because I still had the payment book that I had to make for 4 years on it.
Yeah, you had to make payments, I'm sure.
I drove it. For the first 4 years, I had to drive it, and then I disassembled it, and it was on a rotisserie for over 30 years. Just bare-shelled rotisserie, and
yeah, it was like 35 years, right?
Yeah, finally in 2016, I took the time, and my wife graciously allowed me the time to put it together and get it ready for the 40th Mustang show in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. I think you said we're about 80% done.
Yeah, 80% for the original, for the May pace car reunion.
That was a pace car reunion, okay.
Yeah, and then, but I made it to the September show at the end of that year, September of 16.
That sounds like a good wife. Definitely she's a keeper, Carl, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's been a good 30-some odd years.
Okay, there you go. But yeah, so this is what we're looking at. It's a 302 V8.
Just a bone stock 302 V8 2-barrel car.
2-barrel car. Well, I assume they would have 4, but
no, just plain old 2-barrel, 100 and whatever horse, very low horsepower car. It was 1979.
That's true.
The gas crisis just happened.
You know, speaking of gas crisis,
I
feel like we're in one now. Yeah, we'll leave that off of this. But she looks very clean, and like you said, you had her for 4 years and just use it as a driver, right?
Yeah, I had to. I mean, it was my only transportation for the first 4 years.
So this was your car. Man.
It was my car. Everybody knew me in Louisville from that car.
And the funny part, he's already told me this, guys, but the funny part is he had a heater core go out on him. And Carl, I think that's when things got crazy, when your heater core went out.
Well, yeah, I was, at that point in time, I was driving a different car for a company car. The heater core went out, and I took it to a friend's shop, do that, and the next thing I know, it just ballooned into disassembly. And
well, you got to pull the dash, I'm assuming, right?
Pull the dash, so that started it, and the paint was already fading from 4 years of UV using it, so we blew it apart and actually painted it. And then I took it back home and blew it apart more and finished the whole bottom of the car. And then it sat for 30-some odd years on a rotisserie. And and then when I went back and actually did it again in 2016, we went back and sprayed it with single stage so that it's exactly the same as it was when
this is still single stage paint.
It's not a base clear, it's a single stage paint.
That's a nice detail, because I forgot also this important point. He is working on a concourse restoration level, which those are serious. Basically, as I understand it, Concourse is to try to get it as close as possible to it was when Ford produced it. Is that basically right?
As close as possible from when it left the dealership floor.
Okay.
Is what you're trying to accomplish.
That's pretty cool. Another thing I want to ask you about, we move over here real quick. I noticed it's a sunroof car. Now, were all Pace cars sunroof cars, maybe? Or?
Yeah, all Pace cars were sunroof cars.
Okay.
Of the 10,000 cars, they were all sunroof cars.
Okay, I did not realize that. All right, that's pretty cool. I didn't know if they made any in T-tops. That'd be
well, what happened was, and because of your age, you don't remember this.
No.
You know, guys remember this. Okay?
In '79, I was not born yet, Carl.
Okay,
but I was almost. I was there in '80. So.
That's what I'm saying. So what happened was, we ran into a situation where convertibles were stopped being made in the mid '70s, and the first thing that happened was T-top cars came on the market. The Mustang was never a T-top car until I think 1983, if I remember right. Don't.
I think I've seen an '82 T-top, but I've never seen one earlier than that.
Yeah, don't cuss me because I don't know 100%. Okay?
It's okay. You know this car well. That's why you're here.
It's on the web. Don't cuss me because I got it wrong.
Listen, if they cuss you, they can unsubscribe. So there you go.
But what happened was the sunroof was the only option that was a vented roof.
Right, like an upgrade,
exactly,
basically.
Yeah. Now, there were 3 T-top Pace cars.
Oh.
But what they are, those are the actual 3 cars that the track used for the race.
Oh.
So they were prepped by Roush. 3 of these cars, and they're not 48 VIN, they're another set of VINs, which are on 4-eyed Pride. What they did was they actually cut the roof and put the T-tops in those 3 cars, and then Roush prepped the 302.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So it could be a little beefier.
So it could be a little beefier, a little faster for the track. Actually, Indianapolis Museum still has one. Jack Roush still has 2 of them, which were painted white in '82 to become the Detroit Grand Prix Pace cars.
Oh.
But what we know is that, from our understanding, Roush has now taken one of those 2 white cars and is in the process of restoring it back to the way it was in '79.
Oh, and our '79 Pace car. I did not know that. That's pretty cool history. All right, well, can we step inside or sit inside for just a minute? Now I'll come around the other side if you want. Okay.
Go ahead and get in.
I'm gonna get in, guys. I'm a little scared here because it's a Concourse restore, so let me go easy.
It'll be all right.
But here you go. This is a very familiar spot for you. Now, how many actually miles is on it at this point?
I can't say 100%, but I do know that I did drive it for 4 years, so I'll be honest. It was over 100,000 when I got it off the road. But since the restoration, it's got 5 miles on it. It's made 2 trips around the Indianapolis 500 track. Is all it's
now that's pretty cool.
Yeah, at the 40th Mustang Club show, I was able to drive it twice around the track. And that's the only miles it's got on it because I've been wanting to get it judged at one of the shows, and the closest one is going to be the one coming up in July. In Indianapolis, and that's my goal.
And that's 2023 July,
2023, right? correct.
Okay, so not even this year. So he does have some more time. Now, you've been through this whole interior, right? I'm assuming. Did you redo the seats and stuff?
Some of it, the back seats are actually original. The back seats were actually original.
This is one of my favorite stock interiors, you know, for a FoxBody. I love the halo headrest, but I just love all the patterns on the Pace car. It's just really unique. Now, you've had these restitched in the front, I would guess, especially driver's seat, probably.
Yeah, the TMI.
TMI, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, she's an auto, so have you ever had the transmission rebuilt or the engine?
Well, when I started to put it back together in '16, I just had it all checked out and refreshed.
Yeah, might as well at that point, right?
Yeah, you know, just...
It's down to rotisserie.
Exactly. You know, it's a bare shell.
So we got manual windows. Is it manual locks as well? I guess it would be.
This one's manual locks.
Is this the lock?
That's it.
Oh, wow.
On the side. And of course, you know that FoxBody '79 was the only year that had the handle down at the bottom.
I did not know that. I'm an Aero guy. Sorry.
There you go. So in 1980, they moved them up higher.
Okay, so you had to reach down low. Look at that.
'79 is the only year that they were down on the bottom.
Oh, that's cool. Now your fog lamps here. Did you use the fog lights a lot? Because you had to take the covers off, right, for the Marcel?
Yeah, you got to take the covers off. I mean, you know,
how often did they really get used?
Yeah, I probably really had the covers off from day one and used them.
Yeah, okay.
Stored the covers. So,
okay.
You know.
All right, I don't know how you guys did it. For me, I just hit the button they're on. So.
Yeah, no, not quite that easy in the old days.
Yeah, I know. I felt like, actually, it's funny. I have an '89, so my car is 10 years ahead, but still a Fox.
Still a Fox body.
About 113,000 miles or something like that. It looks like, because I saw 13 on there. But so you had it repainted. And then I'm guessing a lot of these stickers, or you call these decals or stickers, by the way?
I call them decals.
All right, yeah, I think that, you know what? I need to switch to decals. I'm saying stickers too much. You had those, like you had an NOS set, you're telling me?
Yeah, I've had an NOS set and had a set from Phoenix Graphics from a long time ago when they first started reproducing.
Well, how close do you think you are to it being fully concourse?
Well, we'll find out, I guess, next July.
I know.
I'm hoping 90%, 90 points out of 100, I'm hoping.
Are there any few things that you know you need to do before then for sure?
Well, I'm not going to give that secret up. A judge may be watching and then I'm already getting burned.
You don't have to say what they are, but do you know
anytime you put a car together, you know there's always a couple of things that you want to fix that you know it's not 100% perfect.
You've got secret exhaust cutouts under there for full headers, don't you?
No, don't have that. No, don't have that. There's just a few bolts and nuts I like to change around.
All right. Well, you know, if a judge is watching, he's all good to go. I mean, Gearhead 704 says he is, so maybe they'll believe me.
We appreciate it.
I don't know, but yeah, she looks great. 5 miles, and like you were saying, you wanted to get it. I think you told me this so we can put it on camera. How many days did your wife give you to put up? Are you like 100 days, or what?
Yeah, basically we had an agreement for about 100 days that I could spend on it to try to get it ready to go to that May reunion show, which we got about 80% there. The May reunion show was the pace car reunion for the Indianapolis Museum. And then September of 16 was the 40th Mustang Club show at Indianapolis. So there was 2 shows in 16.
Gotcha. And you just missed the first one.
May, but I was able to reprieve my ability to spend time on it through September, and we got it done Thursday night, and Friday we were at Indianapolis with it. I
mean, that's last minute, but you made it.
I had to give credit to my son-in-law. He gave me a lot of help.
He helped you on this a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of wrenching going on.
Awesome, awesome. One thing about that too is you were telling me earlier is you spent during that 100 days, it's like legit 100 days, because you have a collision repair business, I think, right?
Yeah, we own a collision shop in Georgetown, Indiana.
So at night, what time did you say you start at 5 to 9 or something?
Basically 5 to 9, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday I did the household duties, and then Saturday and Sunday I worked from about 9 to 2 or 3 both of those days.
Yeah, you told your wife you'd still cut the grass during that time.
I still cut the grass,
That's okay. He did that at least. But he said, all the other honeydew list, let me put it on pause. And here you go. I mean, how do you feel? I know you said your son-in-law really helped you a lot with this.
Yeah, it was a great bonding experience.
Yeah.
He's a good mechanic, you know, and thank God he found another profession besides being a mechanic, but that's good, you know. That's
really cool that y'all put this together, and I think it came out great. You've honestly, Carl, you've taught me more about not just the festival cars, which are very neat, but the pace cars. I did not know a lot about this. And so I'm glad that we could share it with the channel and the viewers. The other biggest takeaway I think that we really want people to have from this video is if you have a festival car, if you have a 79 pace car, go take a look at that VIN. I mean, maybe they'll still have the sticker, but a lot of these could have faded off over time. Who knows? Yeah. So take a look at the VIN, check out 4-Eyed Pride. Do you have a username on 4-Eyed Pride, Carl?
No, well, I don't even know. I have a login, but I don't remember what it is.
Well, you know what I'm going to tell them to do? They just go up and start a post. If you want to talk to Carl, go on 4-Eyed Pride and say, hey, Carl, is this my, you know? That's it. And then you'll look for the Hey, Carl post.
I'm in 4-Eyed Pride.
Okay.
I do have a profile on 4-Eyed Pride.
Well, I hope that they do find actually some other ones of these cars, because that'd be neat. We'd love to get all 50. I forgot that. How many actually are out there in existence you know of?
Without going to the cheat sheet and looking online, I'd say there's about 15 or so that are listed right now.
So we need to get a lot more information about that.
There's a whole lot more that we need to find.
All right, well, let's try to do that, guys. And Carl, great job on this car. I'm glad you brought it out at Pitts. Was this your first time at Pitts? Or?
It was our first time.
Did you enjoy it?
I had a great time.
Cool.
Great show.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing on the channel. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching. Again, this was a little bit different video than I normally do, but it's FoxBody, really cool history. I'm learning something. Hope you guys did too. And check out 4-Eyed Pride and look for those festival cars. We want to know them all. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. We'll see you here next time on Gearhead 704. But, sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second.
That's okay. And during race day.
On the actual race day it was used as well.
It was used at the track.
Hold on one second.
Edit that.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna actually re-ask you.